My partner expected me to react when she revealed everything. I said nothing instead. That pause changed the mood completely, and what followed over the next few days wasn't what she thought silence meant. I need to tell you something, and I need you to not freak out. Those were the words that came out of her mouth on a random Tuesday evening. We were sitting in our living room. I had just gotten home from work. She was already there, sitting on the couch with her hands folded in her lap. The way she looked at me told me this wasn't going to be a small thing. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. I'm 32. She's 29. We've been together for 4 years, living together for 2. I set my bag down and walked over to the couch. I didn't sit next to her. I sat in the chair across from her instead. Something in my gut told me to keep that distance. Okay, I said. My voice came out flat. She looked surprised by that. I think she expected me to ask what was wrong or to look worried. But I just waited. She took a deep breath. I've been talking to someone, she said. I nodded. Still didn't say anything. Her eyes searched my face. Did you hear me? She asked. I heard you, I said. She bit her lip. Aren't you going to ask who? Do I need to? I asked. She looked confused now, like the script in her head wasn't matching what was actually happening. It's someone from my gym, she continued. I nodded again. We've been texting for about 3 months. I kept my expression neutral. My hands were resting on the armrests of the chair. I didn't move them. Nothing physical has happened, she said quickly. But I think I have feelings for him. The room went quiet. I could hear the refrigerator humming in the kitchen. She was staring at me now, waiting. I could see her chest rising and falling faster. She was nervous, but I still didn't say anything. Say something, she finally said. Her voice had an edge to it now. What would you like me to say? I asked. I don't know, anything, she said. She stood up from the couch. You're just sitting there like I told you what I had for lunch. What reaction were you expecting? I asked. She threw her hands up. I don't know, anger? Hurt? Something. I leaned back in the chair. You want me to perform emotions for you? She stopped pacing. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? I asked. She sat back down. I thought you'd care more than this. I didn't say I don't care, I said. Then why aren't you reacting? Because I'm processing, I said. That was partially true, but the real reason was simpler. I wasn't surprised. Not really. I'd noticed things over the past few months. The way she'd started dressing differently for the gym. The way she'd angle her phone away from me when texting. The way she'd been distant. Not cold, just distant. Like part of her was already somewhere else. I'd chosen not to confront it because I wanted to see if she'd come clean on her own. And here we were. She was looking at me like I was the one being unreasonable. So what now, she asked. That depends, I said. On what? On what you want, I said. She looked away. I don't know what I want. Yes, you do, I said. She looked back at me. What's that supposed to mean? You didn't tell me this to get my permission, I said. You told me because you've already made a decision and you want me to make the hard part easier for you. Her face went pale. That's not true, isn't it? I asked. She didn't answer. I stood up. I'm going to go take a shower, I said. That's it, she asked. That's it for now, I said. I walked past her toward the bedroom. She didn't follow me. When I got to the bedroom, I closed the door behind me. I sat on the edge of the bed for a minute. My hands were shaking. Not from anger. From something else. Relief, maybe. Like a weight I'd been carrying without realizing it had finally been acknowledged. I took my shower. When I came out, she was still in the living room. I could hear her on the phone. Her voice was low, but I could make out enough. He didn't even react, she was saying. I don't know, it was weird. Like he didn't care at all. I got dressed and got into bed. She came in about an hour later. She didn't say anything. She just got into bed on her side. We both laid there in the dark. She fell asleep before I did. Or at least she pretended to. The next morning, I woke up before her. I made coffee and sat at the kitchen table. She came out about 30 minutes later. Morning, she said. Her voice was cautious. Morning, I said. She poured herself coffee and sat across from me. Are we going to talk about last night? She asked. What else is there to talk about? I asked. She looked frustrated. Everything. We need to figure out what we're doing. I told you, I said. That's up to you. Why are you putting this all on me? She asked. Because you're the one who developed feelings for someone else, I said. My voice was still calm. That seemed to irritate her more than if I'd yelled. You're acting like you have no part in this, she said. What part did I have in you texting someone from your gym for 3 months? I asked. She set her coffee down hard. You've been distant too. Have I? I asked. Yes, she said. You're always working or in your own head. When did I start doing that? I asked. She paused. I don't know, the past few months? Interesting timing, I said. She glared at me. What's that supposed to mean? It means people justify their actions by rewriting history, I said. I'm not rewriting anything, she said. If you say so, I said. I finished my coffee and stood up. Where are you going? She asked. Work, I said. It's Saturday, she said. I have stuff to catch up on, I said. That was a lie. I just needed to get out of the apartment. I grabbed my keys and left. She didn't try to stop me. I drove to a coffee shop across town. I sat there for 3 hours. I wasn't working. I was just sitting, thinking, trying to figure out when exactly things had shifted. We'd been good once. Really good. We'd talked about getting married. We'd looked at houses. We'd planned a future. But somewhere along the way, the momentum had died. I couldn't pinpoint exactly when. It wasn't one fight or one moment. It was a slow fade, like a photograph left in the sun too long. And now here we were. I got home around 3 in the afternoon. She was sitting on the couch with her laptop. Hey, she said when I walked in. Hey, I said. Can we talk? She asked. I sat down in the same chair I'd sat in the night before. Sure, I said. She closed her laptop. I've been thinking, she said. I waited. Maybe we should take a break, she said. Okay, I said. She looked surprised again. Okay, she repeated. If that's what you want, I said. Stop doing that, she said. Doing what? Acting like you don't care about this relationship, she said. I never said I don't care, I said. But you're not fighting for it, she said. What would fighting for it look like to you? I asked. She didn't answer right away. I don't know, she finally said, asking me not to talk to him anymore. Do you want to stop talking to him? I asked. I don't know, she said. Then what's the point of me asking? I said. She stood up. This is impossible. What is? I asked. Talking to you, she said. You're like a brick wall. I'm listening to everything you're saying, I said. But you're not responding like a normal person would, she said. How should I respond? I asked. She threw her hands up again. I don't know. With emotion. You want me to yell at you? I asked. Maybe, she said. At least then I'd know you still feel something. I stood up. I feel plenty, I said. My voice was still calm, but there was steel in it now. I feel like I've been watching you pull away for months and wondering if I was imagining it. I feel like I've been trying to figure out what I did wrong. And I feel like you just confirmed that I wasn't imagining anything. She went quiet. But you want me to scream and cry so you can feel less guilty about what you're doing, I continued. So you can tell yourself that I'm being irrational or controlling or whatever story you need to tell yourself to justify this. Her eyes were wet now. That's not fair, she said. None of this is fair, I said. I walked past her toward the bedroom. I'm going to stay at a friend's place for a few days, I said. You don't have to do that, she said. Yeah, I do, I said. I packed a bag. She stood in the doorway watching me. I didn't want it to be like this, she said quietly. How did you want it to be? I asked. She didn't answer. I zipped up my bag and walked to the door. Let me know when you figured out what you actually want, I said. Then I left. I stayed at my buddy Chris's place. He didn't ask too many questions. Just gave me the couch and a beer. You good? He asked. Getting there, I said. That was 3 days ago. She texted me the next morning. Can we talk? I didn't respond right away. I waited until the evening. Sure. When? Tonight. I'm not ready yet. She didn't respond after that. Another day passed. Then she called. I answered. Hey, she said. Hey, I said. I miss you, she said. I didn't say it back. I ended things with him, she said. Okay, I said. I told him I couldn't keep talking to him. Okay, I said again. That's all you're going to say? She asked. What do you want me to say? I asked. I don't know, she said. Maybe that you're happy I did it. Are you happy you did it? I asked. I think so, she said. You think so? I repeated. Yes, she said. That doesn't sound very certain, I said. I'm trying here, she said. Her voice cracked. Are you? I asked. Yes, she said. I made a mistake, and I'm trying to fix it. By ending something that should never have started in the first place. I asked. She went quiet. I don't think you're trying to fix anything, I said. I think you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. That's not true, she said. You wanted to see if something was there with him, I said. And when I didn't give you the reaction you wanted, you got scared. So you ended it with him to see if you could keep me as a safety net. That's not what I'm doing, she said. But her voice didn't have conviction in it. I think you should take the break you wanted, I said. What? She asked. The break, I said. You said maybe we should take one. I think that's a good idea. But I don't want that anymore, she said. Well, I do, I said. What does that mean? She asked. It means I need time to figure out if this is something I want to keep trying to save, I said, or if it's already too broken. She started crying. Please don't do this, she said. I'm not doing anything, I said. You did this when you started texting him. You did this when you lied to yourself about what you were doing. And you did this when you told me about it, expecting me to make the decision for you. I love you, she said. I know, I said, but I don't think that's enough anymore. I hung up. I sat there on Chris's couch staring at my phone. He came out of his room. You all right, man? He asked. No, I said, but I will be. 2 more days passed. She texted me again. This time it was a long message. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. I know I don't deserve another chance. But I want to fight for us. I want to prove to you that I'm serious about this. About us. Please come home. Please let's talk about this face to face. I read it 3 times. Then I called her. Hello, she answered quickly. I'll come by tomorrow, I said. To get the rest of my stuff? What? She asked. I think it's better if we're not living together right now, I said. Where are you going to go? She asked. Chris said I can stay here as long as I need, I said. And I've been looking at apartments. You're moving out? She asked. For now, yes, I said. But the lease is in both our names, she said. I'll still pay my half, I said. But I can't be there right now. She was crying again. I'm so sorry, she said. I know you are, I said. But sorry doesn't undo what happened. Can we please just talk about this in person? She asked. Tomorrow, I said. When I come to get my stuff. Okay, she said quietly. I hung up. The next day, I drove back to the apartment. She was there when I arrived. She looked like she hadn't slept. Her eyes were red and puffy. Hi, she said. Hi, I said. I walked past her to the bedroom. She followed me. Can we please talk before you start packing? She asked. I stopped and turned to face her. Okay, I said. We sat on the bed. She was wringing her hands. I don't know how to fix this, she said. Maybe you can't, I said. Don't say that, she said. Why not? I asked. Because I don't want to lose you, she said. You should have thought about that before, I said. I know, she said. I know I should have. But I'm asking you to forgive me. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Do you actually want me? I asked. Or do you just not want to be alone? She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Because those are 2 different things, I said. I want you, she said. But there was hesitation in her voice. Just a fraction of a second. But I heard it. I don't believe you, I said. I stood up and started packing. She sat there watching me. What about everything we built? She asked. What about our plans? Plans change, I said. Just like that? She asked. No, I said. Not just like that. This has been happening for a while. We've both been going through the motions. You were just the first one to do something about it. I zipped up another bag. I wasn't happy either, I said. I just didn't realize it until you said what you said. She looked up at me. So this is it? She asked. For now, I said. What does that mean? It means I need space, I said. And you need to figure out what you actually want. Not what you think you should want. Not what's convenient. But what you actually want. I grabbed my bags. I'll be in touch about the lease and the bills, I said. Wait, she said. She stood up and walked over to me. Can I hug you? She asked. I hesitated. Then I nodded. She wrapped her arms around me. I didn't hug her back. I just stood there. After a moment, she let go. She was crying. I really do love you, she said. I believe that you think you do, I said. Then I walked out. I loaded my stuff into my car. She stood in the doorway watching me. I got in the driver's seat and started the engine. She raised her hand in a small wave. I nodded at her. Then I drove away. As I drove back to Chris's place, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Clarity. The relationship had been dying for a while. We'd both been too comfortable to admit it. Too invested in the idea of what we were supposed to be. But comfort isn't the same as happiness. And staying isn't the same as loving. I got back to Chris's and unloaded my stuff. He helped me carry it in. You doing okay? He asked. Yeah, I said. And for the first time in a long time, I meant it. That was a week ago. She's texted me a few times since then, asking how I am, asking if I've thought about things. I've responded politely but briefly. I'm not trying to hurt her, but I'm also not trying to give her false hope. Because the truth is, I don't know if there's a path back from this. Maybe there is. Maybe with time and space and honesty, we could rebuild something. But right now, I'm not interested in maybes. I'm interested in finding solid ground. And solid ground means being on my own for a while. Figuring out who I am outside of this relationship. What I actually want. Not what I'm supposed to want. Yesterday, I signed a lease on my own place. It's a small 1-bedroom across town. Move-in date is next week. I texted her to let her know. She didn't respond right away. When she did, it was just one word. Okay. No argument. No pleading. Just acceptance. Maybe she's finally starting to understand that silence doesn't mean indifference. Sometimes silence means you're out of words to give. Sometimes it means you've said everything that needs to be said. And sometimes it means you're choosing yourself for once. She expected me to react when she told me everything. To yell, or cry, or beg her to stay. But I gave her nothing. Because nothing was what she'd given me for months without realizing it. Nothing was what she deserved in that moment. And nothing was exactly what shifted everything. That pause changed the entire trajectory of what happened next. It took away her control of the narrative. It forced her to sit with her choices instead of hiding behind my reaction. And it gave me the space to see things clearly. She thought my silence meant I didn't care. But it meant the opposite. It meant I cared enough about myself to not perform for her. To not make her betrayal easier to digest. To not give her the satisfaction of a dramatic ending she could use to justify what she'd done. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not hurt anymore. I'm just done. And that's a feeling she'll never understand. Because to her, done still looks like nothing. But to me, it looks like everything.